5 years after I died, my body was still at the Riverbend funeral home, unclaimed. My best friend, Stacy, had drained her savings, and it was only enough to cover the storage fees for 1 more week. The staff had warned her, get a burial plot, or my remains would be cremated. Without a signature from a direct family member, they would dispose of the ashes themselves. Desperate, Stacy finally called my brother. "Dorian Spencer," she said, her voice tight with fury. "Are you really going to abandon your own sister's remains for your little pseudo-sister?" My brother's voice was a cold laugh. "To keep up the lie, you'll stoop to anything, won't you? Tell Ariel to die for real this time. Tell her to stop playing games and crawling back after a couple of days." Stacy had no choice. She authorized the cremation. Then, carrying my death certificate, she drove straight to my brother's mansion. When Stacy knocked, my brother Dorian was having dinner with Quinn Heather. The rain was coming down hard outside. Rushing out the door, Stacy hadn't taken the time to grab an umbrella. She was soaked through, looking like a drowned rat. Inside the brightly lit villa, a housekeeper quickly opened the door. Stacy barely stepped onto the marble floor before Quinn's voice, sharp and laced with distaste, cut through the air. "Stop! You're filthy! Who said you could come inside?" Stacy ignored her. She walked straight to my brother and slammed the death certificate down on the table. "Ariel Spencer is dead, Dorian. Truly dead. She's your sister. Are you going to do something about it or not?" Dorian set down his fork. He smoothly pulled a napkin from the dispenser and began to wipe his hands, taking his time. He didn't spare Stacy a glance. "I know you two are trying to get money. Tell Ariel to come back and apologize to Quinn." He spoke as if reading a grocery list. "Name your price, I'll pay it." Stacy's face went white with rage. She snatched the paper off the table and thrust it in front of his eyes. "How many times do I have to tell you? She's dead. Dead! How can she apologize? This is the death certificate. You don't trust me. Won't you even trust this?" Dorian's eyes narrowed, ready to snap back. But before he could, Quinn flew over, snatched the document, and tore it into confetti with 3 swift, vicious rips. "Who would believe something like this?" Quinn pouted, dropping the pieces. "You and Ariel are best friends. Of course my brother wouldn't believe a word you say." Stacy stared at the scraps scattered on the pristine floor, her pupils shaking. Dorian, still leaning back in his chair, backed Quinn up without hesitation. "Quinn is right. I only have one sister now, and I cut ties with Ariel years ago. If she refuses to apologize, then you should just leave." I hovered above them, feeling the same bitter resignation as Stacy on the floor. 5 years. It had been 5 years, and my brother was still obsessed with an apology I would never give. Stacy's eyes were bloodshot. She ground her teeth as she spoke. "I can't believe Ariel had a brother like you." She turned to leave, but stopped at the door, remembering the words I'd told her 5 years ago. Holding back a sob, her voice choked. Ariel's final wish was to be laid to rest in the family plot, beside our parents. Stacy took a deep, ragged breath.